This might be Boston's most beautiful neighborhood, and almost no one's talking about it. Bay Village is where historic charm meets city convenience, and it's one of the rarest places to find a home in the whole city. In a city where every square inch is fought over, Bay Village feels kind of like a secret world. The streets are lined with 19th century brick row houses, and you can easily walk to Back Bay, the South End, and the Theater District within minutes. But here's the catch. This neighborhood is so small that only a handful of homes hit the market each year. And when they do, they're gone in days, often for more than asking. If you miss your moment, you could be waiting years for another shot. And by then, prices will have moved so much that you'd wish you'd acted sooner. I'm Kimberlee Meserve, and I've spent nearly a decade helping hundreds of families buy and sell in Boston. From the most competitive bidding wars to hidden pockets of opportunity, I know how to spot neighborhoods that give you the best lifestyle and the best long-term value. Today, I'm taking you inside Bay Village, the lifestyle, the market reality, and exactly what you need to know if you're thinking about making a move here. So let me show you exactly where Bay Village sits on a map. It's nestled right between Back Bay, the South End, and the Theater District, literally in the heart of everything. We're talking about just 6 square blocks, making it the smallest officially recognized neighborhood in Boston with only about 1,300 residents. Here's the fascinating history. Bay Village was created in the 1820s when developer Ephraim Marsh filled in part of the tidal flats south of the Boston Common. For those of you who don't know, the whole Back Bay area used to be underwater. The same craftsmen and artisans who built those grand homes on Beacon Hill settled here for themselves and built smaller versions of those homes. That's why when you walk these streets, the federal-style brick row houses look like you're in mini Beacon Hill mansions because they were literally built by the same hands. So why is it hidden? Well, there's really 3 reasons. First is that there's no major commercial strip or main street that draws crowds. Second is that the streets are narrow and mostly one way, designed to keep cut-through traffic out. And third, with just over 800 total housing units in the entire neighborhood, there's simply not much inventory here to generate buzz. Most Boston tours skip right over it because you can't even drive tour buses through these streets. But that's exactly what makes it special. You get all of the benefits of being in the center of Boston with none of the chaos. Walking through Bay Village feels like you're stepping back in time, but you still have all the conveniences of modern city living. The streets are lined with gas lamp style lighting and brick sidewalks. You'll see these beautiful Federal and Greek Revival townhouses, many with the signature sunken gardens that sit 6 feet below street level. It's a remnant from when the city raised the entire neighborhood 12 feet in 1868 to solve sewage problems. The lifestyle here is unmatched for its location. You can walk to the Boston Public Garden in 5 minutes. The South End's best restaurants, 5 minutes. Back Bay Station for commuter rail, oh, it's 7 minutes. The Theater District is literally right next door. You could walk to a Broadway show in just 3 minutes. Who lives here though? Well, it's a mix of professionals who value the prime location, empty nesters who want to downsize but still stay central, and creatives drawn to the neighborhood's film industry history, which was actually called Hollywood East in the early 20th century, home to New England's film distribution companies. The neighborhood association here is incredibly active. They organize seasonal cleanup days, an annual block party, Christmas decorations, even a book club. One trash collector told a resident that Bay Village is the neatest and cleanest neighborhood of them all, and neighbors take such great care of it. But here's what really sets it apart. Despite being surrounded by busy streets like Arlington and Charles, once you're inside Bay Village, it's remarkably quiet. The strategic design of the one-way street system keeps traffic to a minimum, yet you're never more than a 2-minute walk to restaurants, shopping, and nightlife. Now let's talk numbers, because this is where Bay Village gets really interesting. The inventory reality here is stark. In 2024, Bay Village only had 2 sales over $2 million. Compare that to neighborhoods like Back Bay or the South End, where you might see dozens of high-end sales per year. Recent sales data shows that the median sale price hit just over $2 million in June of 2025. That is a 140% increase year over year, though it is based on a very small sample size, which can create dramatic swings when you look at numbers. For context, most condos in Bay Village range from the mid six figures to low seven figures, while there is a rare single-family row house that can push things into the multi-millions. But the scarcity factor is a real thing here. With just around 800 total housing units in the entire neighborhood and many residents who stay put for decades, only a handful of properties hit the market each year. And when they do, they move really fast. We're talking days, not weeks. Here's what drives value. First of all, you literally cannot build more in Bay Village. It's a designated historic district, so the supply is permanently fixed. Second, the location advantages become more valuable every year as other central Boston neighborhoods get more expensive and more crowded. Third, the preservation of the historic character means that these homes age like fine wine rather than becoming outdated. The investment potential is tied directly to this scarcity. When a neighborhood has a fundamental supply constraint and sits right in the middle of Boston's most desirable areas, appreciation does tend to outpace the broader market over time. The surrounding neighborhoods like Back Bay, South End, Theater District all continue to see strong demand, which lifts Bay Village by association. To keep it real, Bay Village actually isn't for everyone, and that's part of what makes it so special. Let me be direct about who this neighborhood serves best. It's perfect for people who want historic charm with modern convenience. If you love the idea of living in a 19th century row house but want to walk to work, restaurants, cultural events, then this is your place. Buyers who value location over square footage are people that will fit in super well here. These properties aren't McMansions. You're paying for proximity and character, not room to spread out. Those who are okay with limited outdoor space. You might have a small garden or patio, but you definitely won't have a large yard. The trade-off is that the Boston Public Garden becomes your backyard. Empty nesters and couples who want to be in the heart of the city without the noise and crowds of the larger downtown neighborhoods will fit in really well here. Who is it not ideal for? Well, people who want big yards or new construction. If you need lots of outdoor space or modern amenities, you should look elsewhere. Buyers on a tight budget. This is premium real estate with premium pricing. Families needing lots of bedrooms and space. Most units here are 1 to 3 bedrooms, and because of the historic nature, it means that you just can't add on. Here's how I frame it with clients. If you know yourself, you'll know if Bay Village is worth chasing or not. It's for people who prioritize location and character over size and modern convenience. So before we dive into strategy, I want to take a quick timeout. If you're moving to Boston from out of state, I've created something really special for you. My free Boston relocation guide breaks down everything you need to know. Which neighborhoods match your lifestyle, commute times to major employers, school districts, and some hidden costs that no one tells you about. Scan the QR code on your screen to download it. It will save you months of research and costly mistakes. There is also a direct link in the description below. Now let's talk strategy. First of all, you have to know how to get in. Set up alerts, be ready for touring same day. In Bay Village, the I'll see it this weekend mentality often means somebody else already bought it. You need to be prepared to move within 24 to 48 hours of a listing hitting the market. Work with an agent who knows the micro market. Bay Village operates differently than broader Boston neighborhoods. You need to know somebody who understands the building histories, street preferences, and typical buyer profile. Be aggressive, but smart on offers. Lowballing here doesn't work. With such limited inventory, sellers have the upper hand. But aggressive also doesn't have to mean reckless. Know the recent comps and bid accordingly. You need to know how to spot value. Look for updated versus outdated interiors. That makes a huge difference in Bay Village. A well-renovated unit will command premium pricing, while something that needs some work might offer an opportunity. If you're prepared for the renovation process, you're in a historic district. There's a lot of potential to force appreciation. Street desirability also varies. Fayette and Melrose Streets are considered prime for their architecture and quiet setting. Units on busier Arlington or Charles Street might offer better value, but less of that intimate neighborhood feel. Unit position in buildings matters too. Top floors, corner units, anything with some outdoor space commands premiums in this dense neighborhood. Looking ahead, several factors support Bay Village's continued appreciation. First, Back Bay Station is seeing infrastructure improvements that will enhance commuter experience. The South End continues to grow as a dining and cultural destination, and the theater district is seeing renewed investment in venues and residential development. Bay Village benefits from what I call the neighborhood spillover effect. As Back Bay, South End, and downtown become more expensive and more crowded, buyers start looking for alternatives that offer similar benefits. Bay Village does provide that alternative, but with the added charm and historic character, plus a true neighborhood feel. The risk here is that low turnover means that if you're waiting for the perfect property, you might wait a really long time. I've seen buyers who were interested in Bay Village for 3 years, but never pulled the trigger when something came available. By the time they were ready to act decisively, prices had moved beyond their comfort zone. So let me bring this all together for you. Bay Village offers something truly unique in Boston: historic charm, prime location, and neighborhood character in a package that's both rare and unlikely to be replicated anywhere else in the city. The scarcity here isn't artificial. Its geography and history create permanent supply constraints. The lifestyle proposition is super compelling. You can walk to everything that makes Boston great while living on a quiet, tree-lined street in a home with 200 years of character. And the investment proposition is solid. Limited supply, growing demand, a location that becomes more valuable as the city continues to develop around it. But here's the reality check: few homes, fast sales, and long waits if you miss your chance. This isn't a neighborhood where you can shop leisurely and negotiate aggressively. It really does reward buyers who understand value and can act decisively. If you're serious about making a move in Bay Village, or really anywhere in the Boston area, let's schedule a strategy call. I'll walk you through exactly what's happening in your target neighborhood or town, and we'll create a game plan that positions you to win. And if you're not sure if Bay Village is right for you and you're still exploring other neighborhoods, make sure to check out my video on the South End versus Back Bay to give you more insight on neighboring areas. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.